Could this be on the road for Kansas City the week that their luck finally runs out?
I think it is. I think it is. I think this is the perfect team for it because the quality of players they have on defense, okay, in Garrett, in Ward, in these defensive backs that play so well, that can really just focus on this is, the old saying is this is our Super Bowl, but really, this is how we sort of encapsulate our season and show we're still the players that everyone thought we were before the season. Let's go out there and do this. And then the quarterback, I'm a fan of Jameis Winston. And let me say that right now. Can you win your games? Can you lose your games? Absolutely. But what happens when he's winning games for you? I mean, he can definitely have one of those games, an interception-free game. This is the game right here. I think the Chiefs, they better watch out because the upset is coming because Cleveland's the team to do it.
I actually agree with you. I mean, I don't think Jameis even has to score that many points. I mean, listen, this is a Cleveland Browns team that they beat the Ravens there in their own place. They beat Pittsburgh there in their own place. I think there's a strong chance. I mean, listen, I love the Chiefs more than anybody. Like, there's a chance they go down today. I don't know who's blocking Myles Garrett, right? And there's nobody. Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator for the Browns, it is an aggressive man-to-man. They are bringing guys into the box. And listen, Patrick Mahomes just got hit more than any time in his career last week. The blood is in the water. They are coming after him today. I don't think there's anybody from a skill position standpoint that Jim's afraid to line up man-to-man with. I think it's going to be a tough sled for this Chiefs offense today, going into Cleveland. Crowd noise. Good luck blocking that guy.
Alex, you're talking about the pressure that Jim Schwartz, the DC for Cleveland's going to bring. 100%. And Patrick Mahomes, speaking of pressure, he's never, ever in his career experienced this kind of pressure before. People are blitzing him on a 23% rate. Everybody used to be scared the heck out of, oh, you can't blitz Patrick Mahomes. He'll carve you up. That's not the case anymore. This team is different. He's been sacked on a career high 6.6% of his passes. This guy, the crazy thing, Grinny, you talked about, he's led 7 game-winning drives.
Yep.
That's by far and away the most in his career. But he is playing MVP caliber, and nobody's even thinking about it because his team's not as good.
Let me go with a little mentality, too, with the Chiefs. You got a little bit of breathing room now for the #1 seed. The Bills play the Lions, so it's like you let your guard down a little bit rather than we have to win every single one to get the #1 seed.
And I think you hit it on the head with the Cleveland Browns. Listen, they were a playoff team a year ago. This season has been a disaster. This is the time of year, though, this one game. You win this one game. You just send a signal out to everybody, right? Like, we still got it.
We're still the players you thought we were.
Can I show you what it looks like in Cleveland right now? Chad, let's put that up there. Just a sloppy track today. Does that make a difference one way or the other? Was Myles Garrett coming around that edge?
Even better, yes. I mean, you think Jim Schwartz is definitely sending them now, right? They're all coming.
Oh, Jameis in the rain. Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
I don't know now.
I see 3 touchdowns and 3 turnovers.
By the way, I mentioned it's a 4.5-point number. The Chiefs haven't covered in 7 straight games. That is tied with the Giants for the longest streak of the season. The Giants might be the worst team in the NFL, and the Chiefs have the best record, and yet they have not covered in 7 consecutive games. Make sense of that, Schefter. It's time for Seconds of Schefter. Adam, go.
All right, Green, you got a text this morning, and make of this what you will, but it says, hearing Jaguars watch starts today. If it's a bad one versus the Jets, they could make a move. The issue is Mac Jones has shined against the Jets. Nobody kills the Jets more than Mac Jones. Mac Jones, 5-0 in his career against the Jets, but he'll have to do it without Evan Ingram. The Jaguars tight end tore his labrum, is out for the year, undergoing surgery. His season is over, but the Jaguars' hopes rest on Mac Jones, Greeny.
All right, Schefter, thank you very much. Now, I want to mention that Randy Moss has made it very clear he wants us to continue to do You Got Mossed as he returns. And there's Mark Andrews.
Appreciate the pick, Mark.
Winner.
Yes.
He's got the gloves. He's ready to go. And as we take a look, We Got Moss this week. You can go to randymoss.com and help support Randy in his battle against cancer. And we got Moss today, and so let us do our best with it, gentlemen. As always, Rex.
I'm going to start with hoops because Randy loves the hoops. College hoops it is right here. Watch this one here. This is Baylor's VJ Edgecombe.
Oh!
Look at this. Look at this. Off the rebound. Oh, my goodness. Are you and Chris Fields Jr., I hate to tell you, my friend, but you got Moss.
Number 4, Pop Warner Football National Championship. Watch Ron Pollock from New York Look at the one-hand Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Falling backwards. That is Moss-esque. Hey, Titletown Titans, you got Moss.
All right, number 3 right here, FCS quarterfinal. Idaho at Montana State. Montana State's QB rolls out, throws it to Ryan Schlepp in the end zone. Look at Schlepp with the Moss leading Montana State to the big win. It's
quite a
hey,
Schlepp.
Dwayne McDougal, you know the words.
You got Moss.
Well, let's go Thursday night football. Rams versus the Niners right here.
Oh.
This is about the only offense we saw the whole game, but Puka Nacua, still look at he pins the thing over Chidarius Ward's head. That's a great Mawson right there. Hey, Ward, guess what?
You got Moss. Okay, let's take it number 1. Cricket Celebration Bowl, South Carolina State versus Jackson State. Jacobian Morgan throws it to Jonas Fortillion for the Moss. He's getting a little funky chicken going there, too. Over Michael Brunson. We got a new stamp for everyone to say it along with us here. Michael Brunson, you know the words. We got Moss.
We got you, Randy, 100% of the time. Once again, you can go to randymoss.com and help Randy in his battle from cancer. Jeff, what are the Bills saying about bouncing back after a tough loss to the Rams last week?
Well, Greeny, let's start with Josh Allen, because so often we hear from quarterbacks saying, I'm not playing the opposing offense, I'm just playing the defense. But Josh Allen did not mince words. When it came to this Lions offense, he said, we have to make sure that we keep up with them. But you make a great point, because coming off of that loss to the Rams, certainly something that is dwelling and lingering within that Bills organization. I talked to Brendan Bean, the GM, and he said that last week against the Rams, he felt like they played really bad in 2 phases of the game, defense and special teams. He said against the Lions, they have to play really well, even great in at least 2 phases of the game if they're going to win. Now, Josh Allen was very clear. Listen, we're in a good position with 10 wins this season. We're not going to overreact to that loss, but we still need to get back to being who we are in all phases of the game. We know this is going to be a great one. Little injury update for you. Dalton Kincaid, who has missed the last 3 games with a knee injury, is still questionable. I'm told it is very real, a game-time decision. We'll keep an eye on that one. Kincaid, obviously, would be a great addition for this Bills offense against this high-powered Lions offense.
Absolutely, Jeff, well done. And certainly that's the storyline here. These 2 offenses are spectacular. And so, Alex, people will look at this game and say it's all on Josh Allen to find a way to win it for the Bills. Why do you think it's actually on his coach?
Yeah, because honestly, he needs to do his best Dan Campbell impersonation today. And what I mean by that, he needs to go for it. I mean, listen, his defense just gave up 450 yards and 44 points. And they are playing a historic offense in the Detroit Lions, right? You heard Darlington mention, right, Josh Allen, keeping up with them. This is not a game to punt or kick field goals, right? Like any chance you have on 4th down, you got to go for it. He is the MVP favorite. He's the best player potentially in the league this year. Like, he's your chance to win. Put the ball in his hands. Let him make a play. You're not going to go into Detroit, right? Again, punting and kicking field goals. Let him make the plays. You better tell OC Joe Brady have 5, 6, 7 calls today on 4th down, because it's that type of game.
I don't know what the plan defensively is. I mean, to stop a player like this. I mean, Rex, you call him all the time. For years, the best football player in the National Football League. I agree with you. I mean, Aaron Glenn, they play a lot of man coverage. Do you play man coverage? Do you pressure this guy? Because I'm in coverage, and I get my back to this guy, and he's taking off, and those are scrambles. I mean, there's 2 plays you have to defend. It's always said. I mean, there's the one that's called in the huddle, then Josh makes it his own, and that's the one that's so hard to defend, because then he's throwing up these balls where defensive backs have to just sort of panic. Detroit, the secondary is highly penalized. There's pass interference calls on them. I mean, I'm just here in a defensive meeting room here thinking about how to stop a player like this, and you're right. It's going to be up and down the field. This is on turf. Okay, this isn't in the snow. It's in Buffalo. We're in Detroit. And this is going to be fast, and this is going to be who's got the most gas left in the tank at the end.
Total is 54.5, so obviously expecting a high-scoring game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you're right. You know, you mentioned the penalties and things. It's going to be interesting to see, will they let these guys play or not, because of the physical style of Detroit. You know, I know they would be concerned, I would think, you know, because Buffalo doesn't just drive the ball down the field. They, you know, at times it seems like it's on Josh Allen. Always is. He's Superman. But they also get a lot of penalties, it seems like, to their benefit. So we'll see today. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I mean, When I look at this, the Buffalo Bills, if you're going to win this game, your defense has to at least show up and compete, because what we saw last week against the Rams was an absolute joke. They couldn't stop the run, pass, anything that they wanted to do, and they obliterated. And by the way, this team's, as you mentioned, Alex, is better than that football team on offense.
That was a little predictable last week because they were coming off 2 emotional wins against the Chiefs, against the 49ers in the snow, looking ahead to this game, which has so much on the line. And whoever wins today takes a major step towards getting the #1 seed in their respective conference. And the loser takes a major step back in the #1 seed. So the winner here has a real chance of being the top seed in its particular conference.
It's almost like the Buffalo Bills defensively, though. They like dare you to run the football. Okay,
Yes.
all of the nickel that they play, all of the dime that they play, and then there's going to be an interesting.
Great run defense.
And that's right, because they think playing the run and making people go the long way and taking time, Josh is just going to keep scoring. So then you can't run the football anymore and you got to throw it. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic, the coaches like you're talking about.
And they can't do that today. They didn't get any pressure last week on Matthew Stafford. If they do that today, if Jared Goff's clean, I mean, he's going to throw it all over them, right, with all the zone they play. I think they do have to come out of character a little bit. Roll the dice. Like, you don't need to pitch a shutout today. You need to get a few stops. That's it, right? Like, this is going to be a track meet back and forth. So, again, this Buffalo Bills, their identity has kind of been this slow death. Like, I think you got to gamble a little bit today.
And I want to go all the way back to the first thing you said about Sean McDermott rolling the dice a little bit. Do you know which team has the highest fourth down conversion rate in the entire NFL? It's the Buffalo Bills.
Josh Allen.
87%. Rex, are you going for it on fourth down? If you're Sean McDermott, are you going for it in your own territory in this game early, let's say late second quarter, 4th and 2 from your own 37-yard line? You going for it?
Not in the second quarter. Now, you certainly may do that. Third is a possibility. Let's see how the game's going. This is not just going to be, you can't just go out there every single time we're going to do it. No.
Campbell does.
Exactly. No, see, did you not see my interview with Campbell?
We're going to show you.
Okay, it's coming up. You're going to see. He's going to explain it to you.
Whichever defense can steal a possession.
Yes.
It could come down to that, because then it's, I really see this move. This is going to be so fun to watch. You say 54 is the total.
Over.
I mean, but it's the over. You get one possession, one big play by Branch or Milano. I mean, the various defenses, Detroit's or Buffalo's, just steals one. That could be the difference.
54.5 is the number that we see.